What's up, everyone? It is here, the final day of week 9 of the LCS, and I am here with none other than Cloud9's mid laner, Nisqy. Nisqy, okay, that Team Liquid game, and then the backdoor. There's so many things that I want to get into from that game, but I guess, did you expect that game to be that close, especially considering the first time you played Team Liquid at the beginning of the split?
Um, to be honest, I thought that it would be easier for us. I'm not gonna lie, because I mean our scrims have been going pretty well, and even though we knew that TR would kind of give it like 300%, I feel like it should have been easier, I think, in my opinion. But they played really good today, and I respect it. So yeah.
Well, I mean, you were their gatekeepers into playoffs. Like, they needed to
hmm
beat you. So, of course, they were coming in bringing the heat. So, I mean, I noticed that you guys are already locked in for first. So, if you
hmm
wanted to, you could try out all these crazy drafts in
Could have.
preparation for playoffs, but it didn't look like you did that. So, it seems like you're trying to take this, or you took the match rather seriously.
Yeah, I mean, we all agreed that if the game mattered, then we'd make sure that they're out of playoffs, or we'd try our best at least. And yeah, I mean, we all agreed on it. And then, yeah, I think today, I don't think we necessarily played bad. I think they just played really well. And also, for example, they played Orn mid, which I didn't expect Jensen to play, for example. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, I think the draft was not bad at all. And I feel like the way they played the game was not bad as well. So
Now,
that's why it was this close, I guess.
yeah. There were a couple plays that I wanted to ask you about just in terms of the setup, because that play that really turned the game back into your favor was that fight around Dragon where
hmm
Licorice was able to slice and dice past the wall and get the flank off on Liquid. So tell me about that setup and the communication leading up to it.
Okay, so I think that's when we lost 2 fights in a row or 3 fights in a row. We realized that Ash had no flash, or that we forced it before, and I think we got a good TP ward. And then I think they were going for Dragon at that point, and we are kind of baiting them to go there. And then Licorice TP'd behind and got a stun on Ash. I got my ult on Ash. We kind of all committed, and then we knew that every team fight, if Ash was dead, then they would have kind of no damage. And yeah, that's what happened. We planned it really well, and I was really happy with how like we organized it, and it actually worked out. So yeah, I think that play was really good for us, and I'm happy that we kind of came with a solution, even though we were kind of behind and we were losing every fight. I was happy that the team kind of found our way and still give everything, even though we were behind. So yeah.
Yeah, and then the backdoor play. I want to know who made that call, because it seemed like, everyone was getting ready for Elder because Elder was up. You guys had Soul already. And then all of a sudden we see Vulcan and Sven just hiding in a bush and then start the ult. So tell me about that.
Okay, so we were talking about it for like a minute, and then it's like we're gonna ask questions like, "Yo, Sven, how much time we need, you think, to end the game?" And it's like, "Not long. I want shoot next." I'm like, "Okay," and then they're like strapping in a bush together, and they're like, "You guys, we're gonna back there, okay?" I'm like, "Sure, guys." And then we see them going to Elder. They just tumbled in their base. They're like, "Yeah, stop them, stop them, stop them." I'm like, "Okay, I guess I walk forward, you know." And then yeah, we just stopped their bases, and I was like, "You guys, are you guys winning?" And they're like, "Yeah, game is over." I'm like, "Okay, I guess we won." So pretty good.
Yeah. Now, you had some pretty key equalizer ults throughout the game, but
hmm
Licorice and Sven were also, I mean, playing out of their mind and had some absolutely crazy plays. So I know that you've joked in the past about like heavy teammates and stuff. So having those two on your team and in a game like that, like, does that make you feel good inside?
Oh man. I mean, I do feel like, for example, Sven today played it really well. For example, building AP on Varus was a thing that I never saw before, and I feel like he did it this game where he adapted to the situation really well. And then we really were like communicating on like how we want a team fight, what can we do, you know? And I feel like Licorice and Sven kind of helped the team and also helped me to kind of figure out how we want to fight and how we want to end the game, how we want to do this, you know? And I feel like even though we're behind, they were still communicative, and they still tried like really hard. And then also I think they played really well as well. So yeah, I'm happy that I have really good teammates, and yeah, props to them for kind of carrying today as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I really like this iteration of Cloud9. I've been talking to a couple other players, and I mean, I think it's unanimous across the entire community that you guys are, in essentially like a class of your own. And
Hmm.
so, moving into playoffs, you guys already have first seed secured. Liquid's gone. TSM,
Hmm.
the only team to take the game off you in the split, hasn't looked too good leading into week 9. So, who's your competition going into playoffs? Who are you looking out for?
I was gonna say I would say TSM if
Mm-hmm.
they didn't roll their game where they were 10k up and Azir was 9-0 and they had everything, every tool to win the game.
Yeah.
Um, but I feel like right now they're quite bad in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if they would be better with time, but I feel like if they kind of figure out how they want to play the game, and like for example, like as Dust, they had a draft, like a really well prepared draft, for example, where they kind of baited me to pick Zoe, for example, and then they picked like Jarvan, Zillion, and stuff like that. Um, so I feel like it's still TSM. I don't think any other team can challenge us at all, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
if we play at our best level. I think the only team that can maybe take some games is probably TSM, and we all know that the final should be TSM against us now that TL is out. So
Mm-hmm.
I'd say TSM still, even though they look shaky. I think Björk has been looking pretty good lately. Um, and yeah, I think they've been looking not that bad. So I'd say TSM for sure.
Has the whole, like sickness outbreak and everyone playing online and at home, has that, I guess, changed the ideal scenario of, like winning that split, winning the title? Has that changed anything in your mind for you at all? Like instead of playing in like a big arena?
Um, I think it's less, how do I say, like less rewarding, less hyped, I guess, in a
Mm-hmm.
way, for all of us, in my opinion. But at the end, I don't think it matters. I think we're all kind of doing the same things that we were doing before, and we all know that winning really matters for us.
Mm-hmm.
And we did so much work in the off season to actually win the split, and I don't think we're gonna give up anytime soon because it's something that we don't really control that we have to play from home. So we just have to deal with it. And I think we're doing a pretty good job at kind of trying to mimic on like how we should play on stage and what we
Mm-hmm.
should do, and like drink Red Bull before a game or like listen to music, like just all these small things that we did before. We're trying to kind of mimic them so that
Mm-hmm.
we kind of feel like on stage. And I think, for example, just today's game really showed that we actually played like we would play on stage. So I think for us, it doesn't matter. And yeah, I don't think it will matter at all. It's just sad that we don't get to play in like an arena and with like fans and stuff, but that's just how it is, and we just have to accept it. So yeah.
Does not seeing your teammates as often in person, does that help your gameplay or does that make it worse? Tell me about the communication and the synergy of that.
I mean, I don't think it matters too much for us, to be honest. I
Mm-hmm.
think we've been kind of we're really good friends outside of the game, so I don't think it matters at all for us
Mm-hmm.
because we're all on the same page. And yeah, I don't think it matters, to be honest.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I was just joking a little bit. I was like, haha, finally, I don't have to see Blabber in person, so now we can finally play together as a team. No, but
Yeah.
I mean, that's really all I had for you because, I mean, everyone knows that Cloud9 is the team to beat moving into playoffs. We've known that you guys have been the team to beat since halfway through the split when you went 9-0. So, I mean, everyone's looking at you guys as the big scary giant.
Hmm.
So from that position, because this isn't really a position that you or Cloud9 as a team has been in before. So I
Hmm.
guess just what's that like for you?
I mean, for me, it kind of feels good because I've never really been on like the top team,
Yeah.
like the guy that everyone has to beat. So it's kind of new to me, but I feel like it helps us to kind of perform even better because I like the pressure of like performing, and I think that's also why I'm this like try hard, for example, because we're at the top, and to stay at the top, you have to work even harder than everyone else. So I think for me, it kind of helps me in a way. And also, I know that, for example, other teams look at our drafts, look at this, like they kind of copy us in a way as well, because we're kind of the best team in NA. So yeah, I think it's really rewarding because we put so much work in the off season and it's finally paying off. So I'm just really happy with that.
Well, Nisqy, anything that you want to say to the fans who are excited to see you take the stage in playoffs?
I think playoffs will be fun. Feel like we've been doing better and better. For example, this week I think our games were a bit cleaner, I guess, in a way, or like more focused compared to last week. And yeah, I think we're gonna play a lot of champions in playoffs. So enjoy the show, and yeah, we kick TL for all of you guys. So you're welcome.
Well, Nisqy, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.
For everyone, you can subscribe to Travis's YouTube channel right here, or my stuff at Avonlea May. And once again, thank you to Alienware for sponsoring the content.
Everyone, thanks so much for watching my content during this time. I know it is a wild world that we are in. And, you know, the interviews might feel a little weird because we're doing them remotely. And I know there's some tech issues as I'm doing this all by myself. I have a editor who's going to help me kind of do some polish on these things. But I do want to give a shout out to Alienware, as I always do. But, like, listen, this is a unique way for me to talk about them, because honestly I can do so much from my office because of their support and what they've provided me. So I have a couple pictures I want to show you. This is actually my home office setup, just for streaming and recording content and all that stuff. You can see all the monitors. I've got a giant 55-inch gaming monitor that's above me that I'm able to use for like reviewing footage and all that stuff. It's actually just such a sick setup. Here's a picture of me loading up the League client to play some TFT on it. But it's actually such a great situation for me right now to have access to this stuff and to be able to do everything that I can do from this setup. And if I had something less, I don't think I'd be able to. So thank you so much to Alienware for supporting me, for getting me all this gear, for everything that they've done so that I can produce the content that I need to do from home, as we're all working from home. So do me a favor, maybe go check them out at alienware.com/Travis. I really appreciate it.